Hey guys, welcome to the MMA Brothers podcast, the newest, baddest, and best podcast out there. And let's get it going. Hello, welcome back to the MMA Brothers podcast. It's me, Daryl.
What's up, guys? Asher over here.
Yeah, so this is the biggest, baddest, most bad podcast, bro. All right, so we're gonna do a fight preview for this weekend's upcoming bout, and it is on TSN. So it's Alistair Overeem versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. That's the main event for this fight card. We're only gonna touch the main card. We're not gonna touch the prelims for this fight. There's a few relatively unknown names just based off the divisions they fight in, and them not getting enough exposure from the company. The company hasn't really marketed them aggressively, so we're going to do our best to educate you guys on these fighters as well as educate ourselves to get a better understanding. So I'm going to start from the bottom up. So it's going to be Rob Font versus Ricky Simon is going to start off the main card, followed by Cody Stamann versus Yadong. And then that's followed by a women's bantamweight bout between Aspen versus Yana Kunitskaya. Okay? Yep. If I mispronounce that, I'm sorry. Followed by a heavyweight bout with Stefan Struve versus Ben Rothwell. That is followed by another women's strawweight bout between Marina Rodriguez and Cynthia Calvillo. Calvillo sounds very familiar. I think I've watched a few of her fights before.
Yeah, I've seen her fights too.
Yeah, she's a very good fighter, very exciting. And then, as I said before, and it's headlined by Alistair Overeem versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. So, what are your thoughts initially, just looking at the card? Actually,
I mean, this card isn't too bad. Like, it's better than the previous UFC card that they put together, the UFC Brazil one.
The Jacare one. I told you guys it's gonna be.
Yeah, Jacare versus Blachowicz. So this one I think is gonna have it's a little more promising than the other one for a few reasons. Most of the fights in this fight card, they're bantamweights. They're very small weight fighters, and they have two heavyweights as well. I guess that kind of balances it out. But with the smaller fighters, you usually have fast paced action. It's not gonna be slow and boring. But yeah, let's start off with the first fight in the card. So we have Rob Font versus Ricky Simon,
and this is an All-American matchup, and just for you WWE fans, I'll throw this in for you.
Hulkamania, brother. Welcome, brother. It's the Hulkster, brother. Yeah, what you gonna do, brother?
Okay. He took it too far. But yeah. So this is a bantamweight bout between the men, Ricky Simon and Rob Font. Rob Font comes in with a 16-4 record, and Ricky Simon coming in with a 15-1 record. So Ricky is going to be looking to avenge his last loss, which was to Uriah Faber. So you expect him to come out guns blazing and get the finish. Rob Font has the reach advantage with 2.5 inches, and he's also got 2 inches in height over Ricky Simon, who's 5'6", and Rob Font's 5'8". Font's the bigger finisher with the shorter average fight time, who finishes his fights by TKO or KO 44% of the time versus Ricky Simon's 33%, followed by Ricky Simon having a very big decision-based fighting style, which is 53% of his wins come by that style, and 31% for Rob Font. So in terms of significant strikes landed per minute, Font is the bigger, has the greater output. He lands 4.94 or 5 in the streets, as we like to call it. And then Ricky Simon only lands 2.5. So I think Ricky's gonna look to mix in his wrestling, get this to the ground, a little bit of ground and pound, hold him up against the fence, wear him down, get those power shots out of the way. And Ricky absorbs about the same, with him having 4.3 strikes absorbed per minute and Rob Font having 3.88. So I'm really looking for Ricky to come in and avenge his loss. So I'm probably going to pick him to come out with the win, just because Faber is a very experienced fighter coming out of retirement. He's faced that young gun who's, wanting to take him down, doesn't really want to stand and bang, and then he ended up getting a nice knockout win. So I'm going to go with Simon to avenge his last loss. What are your thoughts, Asher?
I think I'm going to go with Rob Font. So Rob Font has been in the UFC longer, and he has more fight experience compared to Ricky Simon. And even though it's just a few fights, it does make a difference, and he has the advantage in height and reach, and he wins more of his fights by KO than decision. So the stats are just telling me to pick Rob Font. And yeah, he's ranked 10th in the bantamweight division, and Ricky Simon's unranked. And I know that doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna win or whatever, but I think Rob Font just has more skills to win, so I'm gonna pick him. And so we can move on to the next fight. So for the next fight, we have Cody Stamann versus Song Yadong, bro. What a name, fam.
That's what I'm saying. Cody Stamann versus Song Yadong. Look at my Wong, bro.
He's the Don, bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, so they're by fighting a bantamweight. Cody's nickname is the Spartan. I guess Song is already a nickname of itself. I'm not making fun of him at all. I'm just saying he's got a pretty neat nickname. Neat name, not even nickname.
No, we're not making fun of it. It's just like a cool name. That's all. Yeah, Song Yadong.
So Song finishes 40% of his fights, which is better than Stamann's 33%. So I'm not gonna bother with the numbers a little bit more. Stamann is more of a long-term fighter in terms of fight time. He has a 13-minute fight time average, with Song having a 9.45 average. So that just means Song is trying to get you out of there, whether it's by submission, which he rarely does, but he's most likely going to TKO you more than anything else. So
yeah,
I'm going to go with Song. He's taller. He has a 3-inch reach advantage, and he puts guys away. Stamann is ranked higher than him. He's got more wins, less losses, but I feel like when you have that 18-2 record, how much wears on your chin, right? He does win a lot of his fights, but as I said before, his fights usually go the distance, so he's absorbing a lot of strikes. He's not necessarily old, but I think Song's got this fight in the bag. How about yourself?
I agree. I think Song's gonna win this fight for multiple reasons. He's the younger fighter. He's the taller fighter. And he's actually on a 4-fight win streak in the UFC. He's undefeated in the UFC, and he's a young guy. I think he's only like 22 years old or something like that. So he clearly has a bright future. And I want to see Song Yadong do some good things in the UFC. So yeah, I don't know much about Cody, even though he's ranked higher. I think yeah, Song's gonna get the job done. But let's move on to the next one. The next one we have Aspen Lad versus Yana Kunitskaya.
Okay, and this is, you know how I always gotta throw in a little jab here and there whenever you hear a few names that you never heard. So this is what I have prepared for you guys.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, so Yana Kunitskaya, she's from Russia, and Aspen Lad's from the US. And Yana is actually pretty good. Like, I've heard her name a few times. I haven't seen too many of her fights, to be honest. And Aspen Lad, she's also been in the UFC for a short while, and she's undefeated at 8-0, and Kunitskaya is with a record of 12-4 with 1 no contest.
Yeah.
So
and Aspen brings those hands, bro.
yeah, so
She's won 63% of her 8 wins by TKO or KO.
well, Kunitskaya, same thing. She's won 58% of her fights by TKO or KO, and so both of these girls are gonna bring the heat to this fight. You
gotta go with Aspen, man. Undefeated. Brings the power, brings those hands, lands more strikes per minute, has a higher significant strike percentage. She also absorbs more strikes per minute.
Honestly, these stats are so close. Like, it's like, bro, you're splitting hairs here pretty much. Like,
and Aspen does have less experience, but she does have a higher submission average by quite a bit. So if this fight goes to the ground, I feel like Aspen is confident enough, and it might be her naivety being undefeated, but I think wherever this fight goes, she feels she has the upper hand. And
Kunitskaya has an 1.5-inch reach advantage. Oh, sorry, 2.5-inch reach advantage over Aspen Lad. So I'm not sure, but this one I think I might go with Kunitskaya.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Aspen just to keep that undefeated streak going. Get some more marketing power put behind her, because if you're 9-0 and you just won and you're the 5th ranked, you're gonna look to fight a top 2 contender, and really put your name out there in the strawweight division. And the strawweight champ is Weili Zhang, right? for the women's
a
strawweight.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to fight her. But yeah, so let's move on to the big boys. Struve versus Rothwell. Now,
Skyscraper.
yeah, so when Ben Rothwell sees Stefan Struve, this is going to be his reaction.
Gotta go somewhere else. That's a huge bitch.
Stefan comes in 7 feet tall, bro. God.
Yeah, skyscraper. He's a tall man, but yeah, his record. I
They have
mean,
very similar records.
Yeah.
Rothwell just has 3 more wins, but Struve's reach is, you know what I mean? You gotta close the distance. And Rothwell, to his credit, finishes 75% of his 33 wins. You know,
By
guy,
KO.
my math isn't that good. So I'm gonna do 33 times 0.75. He's won 25 of his fights by KO. Of his wins, just pure wins, KO.
Yeah.
So you know Rothwell's not looking there to go to the ground. He's only submitted 17% of his fights. So that's about 3 or 4 fights, right? So like, I don't see this fight going the distance. Heavyweight fights usually never do, just because of the amount of power. Stefan Struve has the reach, but like Mark Hunt KO'd him. Like, I did nothing against Mark Hunt, but he's got some stubby arms,
He's a
man.
short guy and he doesn't have the longest reach. I know.
Like, you gotta keep him at bay, Stefan. Like, come on.
So Stefan Struve, I can't remember what it was. I don't know if he had a heart condition or something, or he had a medical condition of some kind, which made him want to retire from MMA. But I guess he's back. I guess his heart's doing all right. But with this fight, I don't know, Stefan Struve, for him being that tall. And one side note, crazy stat. Stefan Struve and John Jones have the same reach advantage. How crazy is that? John Jones is 6.
Reach.
Sorry, not reach advantage. They have the same reach. How crazy is that, bro? Stefan Struve is 7 feet tall. John Jones is 6'4". They have the same reach. And it's not like Struve has short arms. It's just John Jones' reach is just crazy. But anyways, yeah, Struve's stand up it's not bad, but it's not the best. And
He's a submission guy.
yeah,
You want to get you on the ground. Those long limbs can do damage from very awkward angles.
Yeah.
So he's looking to take the fight down. Rothwell's trying to put a hole in your head.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Ben Rothwell just because Stefan Struve has been caught. Yes, they have the same amount of losses. Rothwell, you can't prepare for a guy like Struve. It's hard to find a 7-foot guy who's good at striking and very good on the ground. Like, it's hard to mimic. It's hard to train for. But I think Rothwell's going to solve that puzzle and knock him down.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ben Rothwell for this one. I just don't have... If I was a betting man, I wouldn't put my money on Struve, that's for sure.
He's the shakiest skyscraper that you guys will find.
Yeah, his foundation is a little rocky, brother. But
yeah, so we're going to move on.
Yeah.
On to Marina Rodriguez versus Cynthia Calvillo. So I've heard of Cynthia Calvillo before, but I have never heard of Marina Rodriguez. So you know what that means?
All right. You'll learn today. You'll learn.
You gonna learn today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we will. And apologies for you guys who are familiar with Marina Rodriguez. She's 11-0-1, meaning she has won no contest, right? It's either a draw or no contest.
No, that's a draw.
That's a draw?
Yeah, the UFC would say no contest.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they're fighting at 115. So that's super light. Wait, what weight class is that?
That's strawweight. Wei Li Jiang, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she's 5'7". Marina Rodriguez 11-0-1, has 1 draw. Cynthia Calvillo is 8-1. She's got the 3-inch reach advantage, 3 inches in height. Rodriguez does. So I'm really expecting her to come out and not really shock us because she has a good record, but put her name on the map, right? Because she's the number 9th ranked in the division. You get a really big win here. You never know. Maybe they fight the winner of the other fight with Yana and Aspen, right? You don't know. They could arrange a fight if they both win in spectacular fashion. There you go. So she has a higher KO percentage. Rodriguez does versus Calvillo. So I'm expecting, whenever I see a higher finish rate in a fighter, it makes me lean towards them more in a fight, just because the other person has to be cognizant of the fact that at any moment they could get their head. Obviously, every fighter has the chance to knock you out, but if you're one of those, let's grind it out, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman type of fighters, it's very risky in the sense that you're not going to put them away, but they could put you away at any moment. You misread a takedown, you misread a clinch, you misread anything, and you're getting blown. You know what I mean? So, this one, once again, I'm going to go with Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah, with this one, I'm going to go with Marina as well. I feel like Cynthia, she only has one loss in the UFC, and I think she's fought in the UFC 4 times. She lost to Carla Esparza, who was a former strawweight champion, who got beat by Yana Jędrzejczyk. But I'm going to go with Marina because I think Cynthia is still kind of raw. She hasn't, she still has some places where she can improve, I think. And so I haven't seen a lot of Marina Rodriguez fights, but she has more pro fights and she's ranked higher. So I think I'm going to go with her. But, Cynthia, I wouldn't be surprised if she got a submission victory because I don't think she's going to be able to KO her opponent. Moving on to the next one. So, the final fight of the night. The main
Alistair
event.
Overeem.
The Alistair Overeem. The Demolition Man Overeem.
Got clipped by Ngannou.
Against Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
Is it Biggie Boy?
Whatever.
Anyways,
the pro fight differences between these two guys. Like, oh my God. Alistair Overeem
with 44 wins, 17 losses, 1 KO by Ngannou.
Yeah, one of those KOs was pretty bad. I'm surprised Overeem's still alive.
The man went so stiff that everyone feared for his life. Then he tweeted after the match, he's like, "Yeah, guys, everything's all good." I'm like, "It's just not.
You gotta have any concussed."
You can't get knocked out like that. But Jairzinho Rozenstruik's last fight was against Arlovsky.
Yeah, it ended in like less than a minute, I'm pretty sure.
It ended in like 35 seconds.
Yeah.
I think his last 2 fights have a combined time of like 45 seconds. It's ridiculous.
Rozenstruik, he has a record of 9-0, so he's undefeated, but the experience difference between the two, like I said, is crazy.
Yeah, but naivety plays a role, man. He's not going to be scared of Alistair. Alistair's going to take a calculated approach because he's a vet.
Yeah.
He's going to go in there and just try to blow his head off. And I guarantee you guys will hear this in that fight.
Talking about Mike, that they're just so used to it. We got fist again! Right on top of the action! Oh!
And then at the end of the fight, you're just gonna hear me talk on the mic.
You got knocked the fuck.
So there's only one way this fight is finishing, and that's by KO.
And yeah, I have one more thing to add. This is clearly gonna be the commentary as soon as the fight starts.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
And with that note, I am picking Jairzinho. He's got a little bit of momentum behind him. His last 2 fights have lasted under a minute. That's not to be taken lightly. Yes, Alistair's coming in, 44 wins, whatever, 1 KO by Ngannou, and 17 losses. 16 plus Ngannou's KO. I just love pointing that out there. But I'm going to go with Rozenstruik. And, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rozenstruik is gonna go for Overeem's head. He's coming to KO, that's for sure. So, with a KO rate of 89%, that just shows you that he's only had 1 fight that went a decision, and the rest of them have been by KO. That's crazy.
So, guys, let us know what you guys think. Once again, like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, I got Rozenstruik too, by the way.
Yeah, so, yeah. MMA Brothers Pod. We'd love to hear you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
Let
sir.
us know what you guys like, what you don't like, and we can implement it if I think it's good. Because I'm just waiting to hear this weekend, baby.
We're talking about Mike, that they're just so used to it.
All right, and so.
On that note,
we're all hoping for some good fights. So again, like Daryl said, follow us on Instagram on MMA Brothers Pod, MMA Brothers POD. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Stitcher, we're on Overcast, we're in whatever way you podcast or whatever way you get your audio, we're there, boy. So just make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. And before I go, Leonardo DiCaprio got one thing to say because we ain't going nowhere, only getting started.
I'm
show goes on, baby.
The show goes on.
All right, have a good one, guys.
See ya, guys.